If you were a K-pop idol, which K-pop company you think will fit your personality the best? First up, YG Entertainment. YG is that cool, artsy senior at school who wears sunglasses indoors and always has AirPods in. If you have an edgy, confident personality, you will get along well with YG Family Tree. If you've got soft bunny energy, sorry baby, YG will eat you alive. YG trainees don't giggle, they smirk, they don't try to be cool. They just are. And don't think about doing Q aegyo. Lisa will slap that out of you with just her stare. Look at G-Dragon. That man could wear a trash bag, and Vogue would still bow. Or Jenny, she'll blink. And people say, that's luxury energy. Give her the contract already. If you're the kind of person who's naturally savage, has edgy personality, breaking rule, not scared of being fashionable, and people say you're intimidating, but they still want to be you. Yeah, you could wake up in the YG building one day and people will mistake you as a YG trainee. Second, SM Entertainment. If YG is the artsy rebel, SM is the polished royal family of K-pop. The moment you walk into SM, it's giving aesthetic perfection, angel vocals, model visuals, and dance lines that snap harder than your ex's promises. They don't want raw talent. They want diamonds already cut, buffed, and glowing under museum lights. SM idols be looking like they were genetically engineered in a luxury lab. You got fairy core energy? Obsessed with vocals? Slightly introverted, but perfectionist? Welcome to SM, baby. But warning, if you can't handle long practice hours, living in mirrors, and being so synchronized that even your heartbeat matches your group's formation, run. This is the home that's known to build perfect doll-face idol like aespa and Red Velvet. You don't join SM. SM chooses you from the clouds. Third, JYP Entertainment. Okay, now imagine this. You walk into a room and someone's smiling at you like you're their long-lost cousin. That's JYP. They're the family-friendly, good vibes-only zone until the monthly evaluation day comes and they tear your soul apart in the nicest way possible. JYP loves authenticity. They don't want you to act cute. They want you to be cute, or chill, or whatever your natural vibe is. Just be real. This is the company that gave us Twice, Stray Kids, ITZY. All different, but all undeniably themselves. If you're someone who thrives in a slightly chaotic, nurturing, but sometimes emotionally exhausting environment, like family dinners where everyone suddenly cries, you're a JYP trainee in the making. Fourth, HYBE, big hit family. HYBE is the new mega empire. If K-pop was a video game, HYBE is the DLC expansion pack with better graphics and international features. The vibe here is innovation, storytelling, and global domination. You gotta be talented and smart. They're not just looking for visuals, they're looking for people who get it, who understand brand building, performance layers, and deep concepts. This is the home of BTS, 17, LE SSERAFIM, and KATSI. People who don't just perform, they speak to your soul. If you're artistic, open-minded, deep thinker energy, and have the I journal and listen to indie playlists but also trend on TikTok vibe, HYBE would snatch you up instantly. But fair warning, you'll be busy. They train you like you're preparing for a global takeover, because you kind of are. Fifth, HYBE Entertainment. HYBE is like that underrated cool cousin who randomly throws bangers. One day they quiet, next day they drop something like G-Idol Queen card, and the internet goes wild. Their idols aren't the usual cookie-cutter types. They've got personality, a little chaotic, a little artsy, totally unfiltered. If you're someone who's a bit rebellious, kind of indie, full of strong opinions, but still dreams of the idol spotlight, HYBE might just be your vibe. But don't expect fairy tale treatment here. HYBE has its hot and cold moments. Sometimes they vanish from the group chat, and you're left wondering if you're still in the group. Still, if you've got the confidence to rock your own concept, stay unapologetically you and embrace the beautiful mess, welcome to HYBE, baby. Just, read the contract twice. Number 6, MLD Entertainment. MLD is for the people who know how to go viral, even if the company forgets they exist. This is the company that gave us Momoland, the queens of Boom Boom, the nation's girl crush for a hot second. And then poof, they were gone. No warning, no explanation, they just disappeared like someone accidentally deleted them from the earth. Then recently, out of nowhere, they posted a couple TikToks. And the internet was like, wait, aren't y'all supposed to be disbanded? That's the energy of MLD. If you've got that magnetic, chaotic, meme-worthy vibe where people can't help but notice you, even if you only show up once every few months, then yeah, you're probably MLD coded. You might be clumsy, unpredictable, maybe even a little bit messed, but that's what makes you unforgettable. You're the kind of person who can trip on stage, laugh it off, and still go viral. People don't follow you because you're polished. They follow you because you're real, fun, and always entertaining. You're not here for the long explanations. You're here for the moment, chaos, the spotlight, the soundbite that ends up on TikTok. MLD would take one look at you and say, "You're not perfect, but you're a walking trend." And honestly, that's all you need to blow up. 7. Starship Entertainment. Now, Starship is for the main character energy people. You walk into a room and people either want to be you or talk about you. No in between. You're bold. You're dramatic. You probably monologue in your head while walking through crowds. If you've ever been told you're too much, Starship would say, no, they're just right. They love a performer who performs, like full-on hair flips, eye contact, and vibes so strong it makes other trainees nervous. Also, you give variety show energy. You say things and people laugh without even knowing why. You're a bit chaotic, a little spicy, and somehow always make your own rules. Starship would look at you and be like, yep, debut them now. They have main character energy. 8. FNC Entertainment. Okay, hear me out. FNC is for the aesthetic daydreamers. Like if you've ever stood at your window pretending you're in a K-drama music video when it rains, yeah, that's very FNC coded. You probably write poetry in your notes app, cry at movie soundtracks, and think in guitar chords. But here's the twist. You're not soft. You're deep. People think you're just vibing, but you've got layers. Like, write a whole album about one breakup kind of layers. FNC would eat that up. They love an idol who's mysterious, soulful, and looks like they've seen heartbreak in 4K. KQ Entertainment. KQ is not for the faint of heart. You know how you always do 100% even when nobody's watching? That's exactly who they want. You're intense. You're emotional. You don't just feel the music. You become the music. You probably choreograph your own dance moves in your head. You've imagined your debut stage already, the concept, the outfit, the lighting. You're a performer to your soul. KQ doesn't want cute. KQ doesn't want easy. KQ wants you to move people. If you're the kind of person who'd rather train 10 extra hours than mess up once on stage, you belong here. You're the type to sweat through your hoodie in practice and still say, let's run it again. That passion? KQ sees it. KQ lives for it. Don't be surprised if they call you their next ace. 10. P Nation. Girl, if you wake up in the P Nation building, congratulations, you're not just a trainee, you're already a problem. In a good way, a very dangerous way. P Nation is for the people who were never meant to fit in. You've been rebellious since birth. You never did your homework on time, not because you were lazy, but because you were too busy choreographing in your mirror, lip-syncing to Beyoncé, and giving yourself fake mama award speeches in the shower. You're unapologetic. You walk in the room and it's giving, yeah, I am the main character, what about it? If you've ever said, I don't care what people think of me, and actually meant it, you're literally made for P Nation. They want performers who break the mold, who don't care about what's trending, because you are the trend. Think Jessie, think Hyuna, think Crush, think that bold, fearless energy where people either love you, fear you, or both. You're not here to follow the rules, you're here to rewrite them. P Nation would hand you a mic, blast the beat, and just say, go off. No script, no filter, just vibes and violence. You're spicy, you're raw, you're the kind of idol that K-pop aunties gossip about. But still stand in secret. If you've ever been told you're too much, tone it down, or be more ladylike, honey, P Nation would frame that quote and put it in your debut teaser.